Ki khubor ka Batesi TV ka umdi basnyambat penjaslian Rupa Premium Meghalaya.
Menteri Rambak Kejelau Konrad Ki Sangma Hakar Pusau Truk Ujuliu Arjar Arpusan Lepen Pau Bekecu Ministers Research Grant Ketika Thong Jong Sorkar Ban Yarab Bat Ban Ajeng Kersha Niki Nang Wat Benya Bakinduk La Ban Pelet Jumut Hakabati Benya Iki menor Bat Ki Pateng Paket Hakajela Ki Ban Longpat Ki Jumentor Jogi Longdin Mandin Hakajing alang Geblalong Hamati Laidan Lang Uba Polling Do Ubulong Menteri ke Sorkar Jela Uba Khmi Yiketan Arts and Culture Commissioner and Secretary uba FR Kharkongor ki scholars bar kiwe. Hakani gesngi Konrad Sangma baru pol lingdo laplat pai baru yaga kot blat ho Dr. Ban Kerlang Kharmeliam yaga bala ai kerteng understanding social sustainability in a hill town water governance in Shillong.
Very happy to note that Cmrg, which Honorable Chief Minister has shared his initial thoughts with me about a year and a half back, saying that this is something that we should do, has today yielded so much result. If we look at the amount that each researcher gets, which is 3 lakh rupees per research paper, the amount of information and data collected goes to show that it is something priceless, something that we cannot attach a price tag to. Meghalaya is a fairly new state, 52 years old, but let's compare the age of Meghalaya at 53 with the Meghalayan age, which is 4,200 years old. And therefore, we are a young state with a very old civilization. And this again calls for more research, more findings, more analysis, and more in-depth study. So I'm extremely happy that you have taken this initiative, a field that has been neglected for a very long time. Our first official monument, for instance, in memory of Uttirot Singh, was inaugurated when Meghalaya was part of Composite Assam. In the 1950s, the then governor, J. Dalutram, had inaugurated the monument in memory of Uttirot Singh, which mentioned March 29th as the date of Uttirot Singh's passing away. It was only when Dr. David Syiemlieh spent, I'm sure, several months or years perhaps, that we could uncover the actual date, which is July 17, 1835. That is what knowledge and research benefits a society. I'm sure the research papers are very interesting. I mentioned privately to the Chief Minister that we should make sure that we compile all of those, make them available to whoever are interested on payment basis, and then we can expand based on the material which is already available with us. To each research scholar who has invested their time and resources into the various research papers, I would consider you a critical mass which would push the rest of the state further into a mode of finding our roots, going back to where we came from, what we have gained over time, and where do we stand today. For instance, the paper on the traditional games of the Garos or the archaeological sites, these are immensely rich subjects which are open for, today it's just a research paper, but when you build up on what you have, it can be volumes and volumes which will then throw light on our civilization and its growth. I'm proud to say this, and I'd like each of us in the state of Meghalaya to be proud of the fact that we constitute two of the most ancient indigenous communities of this country, the vast country of India, the Khasi Jaintias and the Garos. Some of the topics which you have covered will certainly be the basis on which I am confident that under the leadership of the Chief Minister, we should be able to also make sure that we utilize the research work that you have done. To me, research is more important when it comes to governance rather than opinion polls. Research is more important than opinion polls. Opinion polls are very often subjected to whims, likes, and dislikes. But research is something that is scientific, that is subjected to proof and evidence, and therefore, as a state led by somebody who is a product of the London School of Economics, we cannot go in the direction where we surmise, we are led by the heart, and that leadership is then divorced from practical and doable solutions. I would not like to take more time. There has been a lot of food for thought for all of us, but I'd like us to encourage researchers from today's platform, from this gathering. For instance, the fact that when I read about how the Sutuna Syiemlieh, the Raja of Sutuna, and Hima Khatsopra belong to one common ancestress. There should be more research on that. The Chinese numerals 1 to 10. I was really astonished when I listened to the Chinese numerals 1 up to 10. 5 of the numbers are exactly the same as the Khasi numerals. Their R is R, our R, 2. Way is we. So these are areas which I thought should provoke interest, and this is the best possible platform that we can get. And I'd also like to appeal that we would need such a community of researchers to allow the government to formulate scientifically proven approaches to issues and problems. If you talk of problems like the ILP, problems like the railways, the controversy surrounding these issues, I think more than just public opinion, we also have to do a critical analysis which is research-based. Research is something where somebody cannot say that is your opinion. There is a huge difference between what I think and what I know to be the truth. Congratulations to all the researchers. Hats off to our Honorable CM. May the tribe of researchers keep growing to let us have a society that has evolved from just sentiments, feelings and emotions into hard facts, rationale and critical thinking.
In fact, in many programs in the past, I have been mentioning time and again about the importance of documentation and research in our society and in our state at large. And I've always seen in many important forums in different institutions and different countries where documentation is given, top priority. And for whatever reason in the past, there has always been a missing link when it came to proper research and documentation in our state. I remember, in fact, having multiple sittings with the chair of the Cmrg, Professor David, who is a very dear friend and somebody who has really guided me in many occasions. And I have seen the importance of how he as a historian has stressed on research and information that he had, which we never knew, in fact, about the different historic aspects of the British time and how the entire independence struggle came in, how the different tribes of Meghalaya played their role, and different individuals who had been not recognized in the past. Those kind of research and information came out when Professor David did his own research. So really, those are the moments that actually in a way inspired me and made me realize that there is a lot that we need to do. And that's when we started having a chit chat with our Honorable Art and Culture Minister and of course my friend Dr. Rubin. And we said that, look, can we structure something that will be able to create some kind of a research platform for individuals who are keen to do research but don't have the support, and bring out the books or the papers in the research and hopefully share that with the rest of the state and the whole country, in fact. And that's why this whole thing started with that thought process. And today, as I said, I really thought it would be great to see some of the research that our scholars have done. I'm sorry we could not give time to everyone. You saw that, even though we were trying to stick to 3 minutes, nobody was disciplined enough to stick to 3 minutes. It went on for 10 minutes. But that's how it is, and that's how passionate each one of you is, and that's how important the research that you are doing is. And what is more important, as I said, apart from the research, apart from the documentation that you are doing, which is something, as I said, a culture, I should say, that I would like to promote in our state. I would like to see more people doing research, more documentation being done, and on every aspect of our culture or our history or economics, our language, our music, our tradition, and even governance. I would like to see more and more people come in and do research, and therefore that's the first part of things. The second part is that if you look at the subjects that were put up today, and I'll just share just one or two. I'm sorry I can't go into all of them. But, the aspects of cotton in Karo Hills, one of the researchers was mentioning. You'll be surprised to know that we have been doing research on that for the past 4 years as Agriculture Department. And there are individuals from different institutes from the country who are today doing research on this. And Meghalaya, we've just started, after that research was done, we started to now promote the Kamila cotton and support the farmers to do that. And the research that is being done by Mr. Christian M. Sangma is exactly in line with that. So therefore, we already are in that line, and we would like to see our researchers who are doing this work combined with the agriculture team and the researchers who are doing the research for the past 4 years to really take this forward. I was listening to the coffee research that was done, and again I want to share with you that we have been researching and working on the coffee aspect again for the last 4 to 5 years, and we're really pushing coffee in terms of promoting it, helping our entrepreneurs, helping our farmers grow it. And the way the research was done as to what are the soil conditions that are there, which areas are good, which particular variety is good and will work out here in our state, again reflects the fact that there is a lot of potential that is there which is missing. And clearly, if we had never come out with this program, that we would not have been able to connect these two dots. So I want to share with Kong Ibarihun Majao as well as Sri Christian M. Sangma, that we are actually doing work in the lines that you are actually doing research. So your research can play a very crucial role in ensuring that we take this forward in the right way. And another one I was very, very excited about was Dr. Basil's research on the Khasi language learning and the phonetic database creation. And this is again very interesting for us because just about maybe a month back, Paul will recall that we were sitting in the cabinet room and we were taking a decision that we must introduce Khasi and Garo language in the lower primary and the upper primary schools to certain levels, so that everybody will at least understand and know some words in Khasi and some words in Garo, so that at least the aspect of making the integration of the state stronger, that aspect will only come with us learning and understanding each other's languages. And then came the question is how do we do it? Because then we have to have teachers in every school in Garo Hills who will be teaching Khasi, and in Khasi Hills will be teaching Garo. And it's a massive logistical challenge for us. And so when you talk about projects like these, these are solutions for us to be able to achieve that goal that we want. So tomorrow, we don't have to look at solutions coming in from Bangalore or even like the US or some kind of Berkeley and all that kind of stuff. We have our own homegrown solutions that can actually help us achieve the goals. So like this, if this research grant was not there, I think we would not be able to really connect with each other. And therefore I really am very happy that the initial program has gone exactly in the direction that we want. Now, the only thing that I would suggest, and which I'm very serious about also, is that number one, we should expand this program. I would like to see that we have more number of scholars being supported through this program. That's number one. We'll discuss this next when we meet. Second thing which I would like to propose is, what next after the research? So where do we connect the researchers to lead to a final kind of outcome? Because this is just a research paper. But is there something more? Is there a product that they want to bring out, or is there a book, or is there some kind of a research aspect that could have a much larger impact for society? I think we need to look at that aspect also, which I really strongly feel. And one thing which I really want, and I hope that you do, is that please create a community among yourselves. You see, a lot of your research, I'm sure, you will find slowly and steadily, you will find some kind of a connection between two different research papers. And people may actually find and say that, look, if you combine your research with mine, this outcome can be much larger than the outcome which individually we'll try to do. So I would like to see that the research scholars should talk to each other, share about your programs. It's not necessary that you have to do it only in my presence. Host the program. I would request the Cmrg committee Please host the program, allow them, host lunch, allow them to talk to each other, discuss with each other, share the research that they're doing. That allows them to also get clarity in one way, and also it allows others to see what kind of research that they're doing. But I must say, I mean, listening to the quality of the research that was done and presented today, it really makes me proud. Really it's amazing to see the kind of intellectual capacity and depth that all of you had in terms of what you're doing. So really, I think you all deserve a round of applause. So really, I really appreciate and would really like to congratulate all of you.
From the hills of the east, a new voice rises. Hello Meghalaya, our state's first ever OTT platform streaming stories, music and dreams. From folklore to films, beats to breakthroughs, this is where culture meets creativity. Discover award-winning talents, breakthrough creators, and untold stories that deserves to be seen. From soulful podcasts to live streams and dreamers. This is your stage, your spotlight. Hello Meghalaya. Your story starts here.